What's good, y'all? It's that boy, Easy Millions, and I'm your host of That Boy ETV. You already know, man, we are back on Multiversus, and Season 2 is upon us. So I got these patch notes for y'all, and there's a lot to go over. So let me just go ahead and get right into this, man. As we got ranked, the rank queue is now available, requires a minimum account level of 5. You can queue up for 2v2 or 1v1 ranked matches. You earn rank points to climb the ladder and earn seasonal cosmetics. They have ranked matches are best of 3 sets, and leaving a match early will only incur a lever RP penalty. Same character teams are not allowed in ranked matches, and your rank is separate from each character you play in each queue you play with them. Try to rank up as many characters as you can, man. So ranked is finally here. We can finally get off their backs, and I'm glad it's here because it'll definitely help with player retention. Now, we got some combat changes, and it says we are looking to combat mechanics across the cast with an intent to reward more offensive gameplay. Several attacks have been updated to work better as combo starters, and we have adjusted ground jumps to allow for easier aerial approaches. We expect to have more changes to share in the mid-season patch. We are also updating the language in our patch notes. Previous patch notes have used the term branch window to describe the period of time where a player can input a new action to interrupt a fighter animation before it has completed. From now on, patch notes will refer to this period as a cancel window. And that fighters now maintain their ground momentum into a ground jump, even if it exceeds their maximum air speed. This will allow for fighters to better jump in against defensive enemies. Fighters frozen by receiving maximum stacks of ice debuff now applies an incapacitate resistance buff to frozen fighters. Fighters affected by the stop camping debuff can no longer gain any dodge meter until the fighters engage in combat. Fighters clinging to the wall will begin to slide faster after spending 1.5 seconds on the wall, down to 2.5 seconds, time until wall fatigue debuff unchanged. Terrain bounce knockback has been standardized across the cast to prevent lighter characters from taking extra knockback from terrain bounces. And maximum weakened debuff stacks has been reduced to 3 from 5, man. So some good combat changes there. Hey, hopefully they talk about this game speed. I haven't been able to hop on and play yet, but we got to see about the game speed. But anyway, now we're about to get into these fighters. As we got Agent Smith. Agent Smith has a successful early introduction into the multiverse. We are looking to tone down his most iconic loops while giving him some quality of life changes to keep him feeling fresh for anyone looking to purchase him in Season 2. Under General, they have fixed an issue where Agent Smith's sticker emote taunt was playing the wrong animation, and they fixed an issue where certain animations had misaligned hurt boxes. His ground dash attack. First hit now more consistently combos into gunshot hits, and first hitbox active duration increased 6 frames. Ground side attack. On hit, jump cancel window advanced 12 frames, and hitbox startup time delayed 1 frame. His air/ground neutral attack. Ground version can no longer slide off the ledge, and it now breaks armor. For his air down attack, on hit cancel window delayed by 3 frames. Air up attack, repeat move lockout increased to 18 frames from 8 frames. Ground down special now applies incapacitate resistance buff to incapacitated enemies, and it now breaks armor. In his air neutral special, the startup window before charge increased 4 frames, and the ground version has been unchanged. Now we got Arya. Her air/ground neutral special. The stun attack from face stealing another Arya now applies incapacitate resistance buff to incapacitated enemies. For Batman, your ground dash attack 1 had a hit stun reduce, an automatic cancel window into second hit advanced 8 frames. Ground down attack, uncharged knockback increased to 1650 from 1425. Air/ground neutral attack fixed an issue where Batarang would not apply weakened when thrown from Batman's smoke. And its air/ground neutral special, they fixed an issue where the Bat Bomb could attach to 2 enemies at the same time if an attack hit 2 enemies on the same frame. Now, for Black Adam, his air side attack. First hit, knockback scaling reduced to 1 from 5. This should help the attack link better into second hit against enemies with high damage. Air/ground side special. They fixed an issue where the projectile would be destroyed after being reflected. For Bugs Bunny, the ground side special now applies incapacitate resistance buff to incapacitated enemies. Now for my main chick, Garnet, her ground up attack, full charge third hit damage increased to 8 from 4. The max charge multiplier decreased to 1.5 from 2, meaning the damage on this hit has increased to 12 from 8. Okay, full charge third hit knockback increased to 1850 from 1650. Full charge third hit knockback scaling increased to 20.5 from 16.5. Full charge third hit knockback made more vertical. And for an air/ground neutral special, they added speed particle effects for fighters with at least one stack of rhythm buff. So they basically just buffed her up attack, and I guess she's whatever. We got Gizmo, air/ground neutral attack. The arrow charge jump height adjusted to better match normal jump height. Your ground down attack. Music notes spawned by this attack will attach to an ally no longer deal knockback. No longer has a hitbox on the piano while attached to an ally. Air/ground up special. Maximum ally attached time reduced to 8 seconds from 10 seconds. And Rhythm's Gonna Get You perk now applies incapacitate resistance buff to incapacitated enemies. Now we got Harley Quinn. The ground dash attack. The first hit more reliably combos into the final hit. Air side attack. The second hit knockback scaling reduced to 1 from 8. This should help the attack link better into air side attack 2 against enemies with high damage. Air/ground neutral special. Bomb self-attached lockout increased to 1 second from 0.5 seconds. Now for Iron Giant. Iron Giant has had his time in the shop, but he still remains a menace in PvP games. His defensive tools feel a little overbearing right now, so we're looking to tweak the hurt boxes and increase his received hit stun so he feels more like a normal fighter at low damages. Hopefully with slightly weaker defense, he will feel more in line with the rest of the cast. So for general, they fixed an issue where certain animations had misaligned hurt boxes, increased hit stun taken, slightly reduced knockback taken at low damage, reduced hit pause influence modifier at low damage, reduced weight from 140 to 150. Passive. Iron Giant can no longer give himself a Thorns buff while he has great health, allied Thorns unaffected. Great health gained from range mode now scales based on bolts down from 30. Burst cooldown increased to 37 seconds from 29 seconds. Ground side attack 1 on whiff, cancel window delayed 4 frames. Air neutral attack on whiff, cancel window delayed 4 frames unless aerial momentum is maintained on hit. Air neutral attack on whiff, cancel window delayed 4 frames, less aerial momentum is maintained on hit. Air side attack, first hit startup window increased 3 frames, second hit and third hit timing update to compensate, final hit timing unchanged, animation timing unchanged, and knockback reduced to 2200 from 2850. Ground side special now applies incapacitate resistance buff to incapacitated enemies. Air down special, air cancel window delayed 16 frames, ground version unchanged. Landing active hitbox duration reduced 2 frames. Rage mode air/ground side special now applies incapacitate resistance buff to incapacitated enemies. And for static discharge perk, the perk is currently disabled while we update Iron Giant's passive. So again, Iron Giant gets some couple changes. We got to see how that works. But we on to Jake. We still feel like Jake has been performing up to his potential in PvP. We will look to address this more on our mid-season update, but for now we wanted to give him a few new tools to help him out, man. For general, they fixed an issue where certain animations had misaligned hurt boxes. For ground dash attack, startup window reduced 8 frames. First hit more reliable combos into second and third hits. Third hit damage increased to 7 from 5. Third hit knockback increased to 2150 from 1850. Third hit knockback scaling increased to 20 from 18. And third hit knockback angle made more horizontal. For his air neutral attack 1, knockback scaling increased to 8 from 0. Knockback angle made more vertical. The hit stun has been increased. And it has more aerial momentum is maintained on attack startup. Your air neutral attack 2 is now air neutral attack and neutral attack special follow-up. Input requires change to neutral special after air neutral attack. Using this attack consumes 1 air special. It now launches Jake upwards and forwards. Now only hits 1 time. Knockback is increased to 2100 from 1000. The knockback scaling was increased to 18 from 10. The knockback angle was made more horizontal. And the hurt box size has been increased. So big changes to Jake. We'll have to see how that works. Now we're on to Jason. Ground side attack 1. Hit stun reduced slightly. Resurrection perk. His resurrected fighters now immediately run out when the effect ends instead of being launched upwards. LeBron. Air side attack with no basketball. On hit cancel window has been advanced 2 frames. And for Marvin. Air/ground neutral special. The repeat move lockout increased to 15 frames from 8 frames. Now for Morty. Morty has a strong resilience on his ground side special that promotes a very campy game plan. We wanted to reduce the power of his ground side special while giving him some quality of life buffs to see how he performed with better close range tools. So for your ground side attack 1, the hitbox size has been increased. Ground side attack and neutral attack follow-up. The hitbox size has been increased. Ground up attack. The snake projectile collision adjusted so they are less likely to instantly collide with terrain on spawn. Air side attack 1. Knockback angle made slightly more vertical. Knockback increased to 1300 from 1000. And the knockback scaling increased to 6 from 5. Air side attack 2. Hitbox size adjusted. And hitbox startup has been delayed by 1 frame. And his ground side special now has a max spawn range of 1900 units, man. Now we are on to Reindog. Your ground neutral attack. On hit cancel window advanced 22 frames. Air version unchanged. Ground up attack. The hitbox active duration increased 4 frames. Visuals now better match hitbox timing. For your ground side special, they fixed an issue where Reindog could use this attack in the air. And for his air up special, they fixed an issue where the attacks would automatically cancel near edges of the blast box. They fixed an issue where this attack would prevent Reindog from refreshing air resources when landing. And they fixed an issue where this attack would not properly branch into ground up special. Now, Rick. Ground down attack. The knockback increased to 1750 from 1500. Knockback scaling reduced to 6 from 12. The hit stun has been increased. For his air/ground side special, they fixed an issue where the cooldown would visually begin before portals were destroyed. For Shaggy, Rage ground down special, they fixed an issue where the shockwave would appear visually above the ground. And for your Rage air down special, they fixed an issue where the shockwave would appear visually above the ground. For Steven Universe, General, fixed an issue where air neutral dodges were not consuming air evades, and they fixed an issue where certain animations had misaligned hurt boxes. And for his ground dash attack, the first hit more reliably combos into the second hit, and the second hit now comes out faster after the first hit. For Stripe, General, they fixed an issue where certain animations had misaligned hurt boxes. Ground down attack, knockback angle made more diagonal towards Strike. Air/ground neutral special no longer allows dodge canceling between shots. Air side special, they fixed an issue where Stripe would occasionally teleport to the wrong target on hit. And his air/ground down special now applies a 6-second cooldown when the dynamite explodes, and is now limited to 2 ammo with a 15-second ammo cooldown. For Superman, his air side attack has less aerial momentum is maintained on attack startup, and his air neutral attack, less aerial momentum is maintained on hit. For Taz, Taz has seen a lot of play due to limited number of overpowered tools. We want to make more diversity of attacks in Taz gameplay, so we've limited the power of more abusive attacks like ground up attack and ground neutral attack, while buffing some of his less used attacks to give him more balanced game plan. For General, they fixed an issue where certain animations had misaligned hurt boxes. For ground dash attack, first hit more reliably combos into the second hit. For ground neutral attack, it now applies additional stack of tasty debuff based on charge time. Uncharged damage was increased to 7.5 from 4. Uncharged knockback increased to 2400 from 1450. The knockback was made more horizontal. The hit stun was increased, and on-hit cancel window advanced 3 frames. His ground up attack, charge can no longer be held indefinitely. Attack auto triggers after holding input for 1.3 seconds. On whiff, cancel window has been delayed 4 frames. Thank God they finally made that it's not indefinite. For air neutral attack, now applies additional stacks of tasty debuff based on charge time. Air/ground neutral special now has projectile immunity on certain hurt boxes while attempting to eat. Air/ground side special, restricted momentum on hit to prevent the attack from dropping multiple hits. The final hit damage increased to 10 from 8. The knockback was increased to 2150 from 1850. And the knockback scaling was increased to 25.5 from 24.5. Air/ground down special now applies stack to tasty debuff on hit if used to reflect an enemy projectile. I gotta get in there perk. Allies can no longer enter the dog pile after it has hit an enemy. This will fix issues with allies getting stuck in Taz after the attack is concluded. And for Iron Stomach perk, they fixed an issue where the Anvil's item pickup label was displayed incorrectly, man. Big changes on Taz. He was a little menace, so I'm glad, especially that ground up attack. Now, we got the Joker. General, they fixed an issue where certain animations had misaligned hurt boxes. Ground side attack 1, on whiff, cancel window delayed 6 frames. Air up special no longer prevents terrain bounce on knockback. Air down special, on hit cancel window delayed 3 frames. On whiff cancel window delayed 1 frame. And repeat move lockout increased 20 frames from 15 frames. Now we got Tom and Jerry. Air up attack, the sweet spot has been removed. This sweet spot was misconfigured and near impossible to hit. Tom and Jerry's air up attack was already strong without the sweet spot, so the sweet spot has been removed. And your air up special now launches Tom higher on startup. For Velma, your ground down special, the Mystery Machine, they fixed an issue where the Mystery Machine could grab 2 fighters if it hit them on the same frame. And last but not least, we got Wonder Woman. And for the ground side attack 1, on hit cancel window into ground side attack 2, advanced 2 frames. Air/ground neutral special, the cooldown was removed. And the repeat move lockout increased 8 frames from 0 frames. And on whiff cancel window delayed 8 frames. Whip of Hephaestus perk, lasso on whiff cancel window delayed 8 frames. And the grapple of Hermes perk, lasso on whiff cancel window delayed 16 frames, man. So season 2 is here. We've had big changes. I'm a little disappointed because once again they do something to Garnet, but it's not anything of importance. She's still gonna be trash. But we'll see, because I'm excited because Samurai Jack is now in the game. So I'm definitely about to be trying him out. But down in the description and in the post, I will have a link to the full patch notes for y'all to check out everything, as well as timestamps for y'all to skip to where y'all want to go, man. But this has been another patch notes video for y'all. And as always, please like, comment, subscribe, follow, share, become a supporter, and catch me streaming on Facebook Gaming and Twitch at that boy ETV. Now, I'm out, baby. Peace.